tonight with a turnaround story from the travel industry. After a four-time Paralympian's dream vacation failed to launch, an apologetic cruise line invited him back, and its billionaire owner has now turned to him for some business advice. Here's CTV's Shannon Patterson.
39-year-old Donovan Tilsley has been blind since birth, but that hasn't stopped him from traveling the world solo.
Was very blessed to have parents who encouraged me to do any and everything that somebody with sight could do.
Last November, he boarded a Virgin Voyages Caribbean cruise that he'd booked through a travel agent.
I made him aware and he made the company aware that I was blind.
But just as the ship was getting set to leave Miami, two Virgin employees approached him.
And they say, well, we've got some unfortunate news. We've determined that it's not safe to have you on board as a solo blind traveler. So you're going to have to get off the cruise. And I said, really? You realize that I've traveled solo for a lot of my life. I've gone to the Paralympics 4 times.
A competitive swimmer, Tilsley was Canada's flag bearer at the 2008 Paralympics. Just hours after he posted to social media about getting kicked off the cruise ship, he got a call from the vice president of Virgin Voyages.
And he apologizes profusely. He said this shouldn't have happened. This was a huge miscommunication. How can I make this right? Could I fly you to meet the ship in Roatan?
Tilsley caught up with that cruise and stayed in touch with the VP at Virgin.
It took a few months to iron everything out, but to make a long story short, I am now contracted to Virgin as an accessibility consultant.
In late August, he was invited on board Virgin's 50th anniversary VIP cruise, where he met Virgin founder Sir Richard Branson.
I shake his hand, he gives me a hug, and I say, Sir Richard, thank you for doing what you're doing.
Tilsley and a friend focused on accessibility as the ship sailed around the Greek islands.
She acted as my eyes. She and I walked around the ship together, and she noticed things that I wouldn't have normally noticed, whereby things can be improved for accessibility purposes for people who are blind.
He's taking another cruise in November, where he'll train Virgin Voyages employees on how to help blind passengers. It leaves from Miami, the same port where he was forced to disembark last year.
The work that I'm doing now, I hope can pave the way so that this doesn't happen to anybody else.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Vancouver.